if you've got a Strong's Concordance or a Thayer's or a Young's or whatever, you can look it up, Vines. And, well, Peter, you know, people runs Peter down a little bit, but Peter started out in there, and instead of turning over all this, it'd be good reading for you. Anyway, start about chapter 12 and read over about chapter 22. Some awful good reading. You know, when they betrayed Jesus, Judas betrayed him with the kiss and let them know who he was, Peter, the last thing Jesus told them, Kenneth, when he told them that, whenever that he told them, he said, the Son of Man is going to be betrayed into the hand of sinners. Speaking of that they was going to come and get him. Well, Peter was kind of like some of us. He was going to let God, or let Jesus know, I'm with you, big buddy. I'm with you. You know what Jesus said? He said, but before this happens, he said, there's a new commandment I want to leave with you. That you love one another the way that I have loved you. That you love one another the way that I have loved you. And what did Peter say? Peter said, Lord, let me tell you one thing that you can count on. Old Peter will be with you. I'll stick with you through all of it. I'll follow you. I'll go with you. Don't worry about nothing. Here come the soldiers to carry him away. Peter jerked his sword out, cut that guy's right ear off right slick with his head. Jesus rebuked him, told him to put his sword back in his sheath. Picked that guy's ear up, put it back on his head, and it was all right. That's pretty cool, ain't it? Well, he rebuked Peter, told him, said, if you live by the sword, you'll die by the sword. Peter wasn't reacting, and the last thing he told him, he said, this new commandment I leave with you now until I get this thing done with, is that you love one another the way I've loved you. Well, Peter was trying to stick with him, but Peter cut his ear off. He was violating love, wasn't he? He was doing what Jesus didn't want him to do. Well, it went on. They killed Jesus, or Jesus gave his life and hung on the cross, went in the heart of the earth for 3 days, 3 nights, preached to the spirits in prison, brought them out, resurrected, showed himself to Mary and Martha. And they went to, no doubt, tried to run and to hug him, Brandon. I thought this was pretty cool, too. They run and tried to hug him, and he said, hold on. You can't touch me yet. I've not went to my Father. In other words, I ain't took my blood up there to sprinkle it on that mercy seat yet. You can't touch me. But he said, I'm going to go to your Father and my Father and to your God and my God. And then, in other words, everything will be cool then. Well, he told Peter before that, right before that, he said, now, Peter kept on bragging. He said, you'll deny me 3 times before the cock crows. Not me, Lord. Not me. Not me. Well, Peter heard this. Now listen, I want to try to make a little story out of this. Peter heard this. The last thing he said when he told him that he was going to have to do this dying, he said, this commandment now, I'm leaving with you. It's a new one. You love one another the way I've loved you. Well, the only way, Brenda, they could evaluate that was to go back and say, well, now, how is it and how did he love us? How did he love us? Was it because that we was so good and precious to him and because we just done everything we could for him? No, that wasn't why. He loved them unconditionally, didn't he? Regardless of how they acted or how they was or whatever. He said, I want you guys to love each other the way that I loved you. And Peter said, I'll go with you. No problem. All this, after he cut his ear out, Jesus said, you'll deny me 3 times before the cock crows. Peter even got to the point that night, they said, I believe this is one of his disciples right here. And Peter come to the point that he cursed them. He cussed. I don't know this man. I don't know him. I'm not one of his disciples. Don't know nothing about it. But he thought that he thought when he was saying that, he thought he could do it. But he couldn't. Believe he could after he got the Holy Ghost, but that's a whole different subject there. But the point about it is, they got out there over about chapter 21, and they had fished all night. Well, just to back up a little bit, my rambling a whole lot here, Peter told him, I think there was either 6 or 7 of the other disciples there with him, and Peter said, boys, I'm aiming to go fishing. And all of them said, believe we'll just go with you.